2, 1, start. The genesis of the matter arose from the Competition Commission of India under bracket CCI findings in what has come to be known as the auto parts case. The complaint alleged that their car manufacturers restricted free availability of spare parts in the open market, which caused a denial of market access for independent repairers. This was in addition to other anti competitive effects, including high prices of spare parts and repair and maintenance service for automobiles. After a detailed investigation by the Director General into the practices of 14 car manufacturers under bracket, the informant had only complained about 3 car manufacturers. The CCI found that the car manufacturers had contravened provisions of Section 3 and 4 of the Act and levied a penalty of 2% of the total turnover in India on each of the manufacturers. As a consequence, some car manufacturers filed a writ before the Delhi High Court challenging the constitutional validity of certain provisions of the Act, which directly impacted the validity of the Commission's final order in the auto parts case. Ruling on the first issue, the Delhi High Court held that the CCI is in part administrative expert within bracket when discharging advisory and advocacy functions. The quasi-judicial within bracket while issuing final orders, direction and penalties, and cannot be characterized as a tribunal solely discharging judicial powers. On the second issue, the Delhi High Court dealt with each of the provisions of the Act that were challenged by the petitioners and also undertook a comparison of regulatory models of different specialized body oblique tribunals vis-a-vis the CCI. In particular, the following were upheld to be valid. First, Section 61 and 53T of the Act, which deal with exclusion of jurisdiction of civil courts and high courts respectively. Second, Section 9, which provides for the selection procedure slash committee for members of the CCI. Section 11, 55 and 56, which deal with tenure of the members of the CCI and the provision for supersession by the central government in the event the CCI is unable to discharge its function. Section 53D, which prescribes the composition and constitution of the appellate tribunal. Regarding Section 8 of the Act, the Delhi High Court clarified that it is mandatory for the Commission to have a judicial member at all times, and in line with precedents of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. The Delhi High Court declared Section 53E of the Act, which deals with composition of the selection committee of the appellate tribunal, to be unconstitutional subject to the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court, wherein certain provisions of the Finance Act 2017 have been challenged. Most importantly, the Delhi High Court declared Section 22 within bracket 3 of the Act, which provides a casting vote to the chairperson of the CCI, to be void. It was held that the principle of equal weight for decisions of each participant of a quasi-judicial tribunal is destroyed by this provision. The proviso to section 22 within bracket 3 was upheld, however, mandating a minimum quorum of 3 members, including the chairman, for any member of CCI where an adjudicatory decision is made. Regarding the revolving door policy, the Delhi High Court emphasized the principle of who hears must decide and stated that any violation of this rule would render any final order void. It also clarified that much would depend on the factual context and merely resorting to the practice of revolving door would not render section 22 of the act invalid or arbitrary. It is necessary that the party raising such objection must have been prejudiced. Further, in line with the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court, the Delhi High Court held that the CCI is well within its power to expand the scope of inquiry to include other issues and parties. This is because at the prima facie stage, the CCI may not have all information in respect of the party's conduct. Finally, the Delhi High Court has directed the CCI to frame guidelines ensuring that the principle of one who hears decides is embodied in letter and spirit in its functioning. It concluded that in all cases where final hearings begin, the membership should not vary and a matter should preferably be heard by 7 or at least 5 members. The CCI has also been directed to ensure that a judicial member is present and participating at all times during a final hearing. The directions also mandate the central government to take expeditious steps to fill all existing vacancies in the CCI within 6 months